Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever time it is. From wherever you're watching. I'm just double checking the audio on my phone, sorry. Okay, I could hear myself, that's what matters. Okay. Sadly, I do not know how I don't know if I could see the chat while I'm on the tier list, so hopefully my phone will be good enough for the live chat. Hopefully. I'm hoping it's enough. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so first off, I really want to do this because I love reading fanfics. So, ooh, where's my... Okay. Oh my goodness. My OBS be all over the place right now. Okay. So, as you can see, I have my tier list up. The tier list I have linked in the description. There are two links in the description. The first one is the main one that I'm using, but there is a second one that I'm referencing, which I will display on the screen here. Okay, wait. It was like an image, a screenshot I took. So this is the one I'm referencing. It is Tamaki_ebooks. And I referenced this one and added the tags onto the other tier list that we will be mainly using, which was done by, what was the user's name? I'm going down. The Thimbleful on X, which is Twitter, but now called X. Anyways, as you can see, I added a bunch of extra tags, which are referenced from the other fanfic tags tier list from that other person that they made. And I put it all together because I wanted them all to like look the same. So I went on canva.com and I basically created my own like version with the extra tags, and I added in some that weren't in the second one that I referenced. So I just added a bunch of tags that I've like heard of or have seen over the years, and basically we're gonna go through them and rank them. I might make a YouTube video of myself afterwards, so I should probably like start recording this video as well through OBS. But basically I'm hoping you all can see this. Wait, I should transition back to this. I'm so not used to the OBS transition. I'm gonna get out of studio mode. I'm not used to studio mode. Okay, so here's a tier list. I have another more housekeeping stuff. Okay, so I mentioned the reference I've used, and now another aspect. Anytime I refer to like not safe for work stuff, I'm gonna probably call it like woohoo, NSFW, because I gotta censor myself for YouTube. I don't want like YouTube to be like flagging this video, right? So I gotta censor myself, guys. So basically, woohoo, which is like from Sims, you get what it means. I don't really need to go into details. I'm not going to be going into details for this stream. I'm just going to be talking about it vaguely in terms of like having a tag that involves that. So yeah, that's all we really need to go over before the stream starts. So I'm just going to get right into it and talk about each tier list. So the topmost tier is heart pumping, which I put in brackets, I will stay up for you, which means basically this is the tier where I will always stay up late, and it's like A++, like the best types of tags or like tropes that you see in fanfic that I will most likely stay up for to read. Even if it's like 2 a.m., like 1 a.m., I will probably still read it because I love a tag so much and it really, really gets my heart going, as you can see by the name itself. Next is heart eyes emoji, which is like, I guess an A+ tier. It's still really good. It's not like heart pumping levels where I'm like 1000% staying up, but it's still heart eyes, as in like it's a classic that is great. Solid tag that I can count on is like, I guess the almost equivalent of like not an A+, but an A between like a B+. It's just a solid tag. You can count on it. It's not something that I'm like super hard eyes for. It's just solid. The next tier isn't a must, but I'm still happy when I see it. So I'm happy if I see it, but it isn't really something I'm seeking out. I'm just happy when I see it. Hit or miss tag is very complicated. So this could be like a top tier type of tag if it's written well, or it's like complete garbage if it's written terribly. So it could be either a hit or a miss depending on like who's writing it and like a higher percentage of the time it's usually a miss, but like once in a blue moon I might read a hit and I'm like, oh my gosh, this tag's amazing. So it's very a mixed bag tag that I just don't know where to put, so I put it in the hit or miss category. Neutral or indifferent, literally just that's what it means. I'm just neutral to it. Don't have any like or dislike for it. It's just there. Never read, so I don't know. It's literally I have not read it, don't know, don't have an opinion on it as of yet. And then I don't like or see the appeal personally is like I just like don't like it, but it's not an extreme hatred for it. And then the final category is like I hate it, I can't stand it, it's a nope, it's a hard no, will not read at all, might like exclude it specifically so I don't read it, like that type of stuff. So those are the categories and the tiers. I will reload my chat just in case because I'm just gonna double check that like no one is saying anything. Okay, we are good. We are good. Unless my YouTube chat's just complete ass right now. We'll see. Okay, so the first tag I'm gonna be going over is the amnesia fic tag, or like trope, which is basically someone has amnesia. What do I think of this? Ugh, I do think amnesia fic is, I'm leaning towards hit or miss. This is definitely an overdone. I don't think I really like when characters get amnesia. It's kind of just, I think when I was younger I liked it, but nowadays I'm thinking, or maybe I'm like, I don't like or see the appeal at the moment. Could it be done well? I don't know if I've ever read a amnesia fic that I liked, where they just forgot everything, and that's a main plot point. I don't know. Forgetting everything. I can understand like a character that just doesn't remember someone so far back in the past, so like when they were a kid and maybe they meet again, but that's not amnesia. Amnesia is like an accident happens and you just forget everything. So I'm gonna put it in at the neutral. I don't see the appeal anymore. I don't think I seek out amnesia fics, and I don't think I really vibe with them at the moment, so I'm gonna put it there. Angst is heart pumping, top tier, like A++, no question about it. Arranged marriage, where's this one gonna go? Let me think this over. Arranged marriage can be pretty interesting. Like there's a lot of drama. It could be spicy. It could be where should I put it? Hard eyes. I don't think I seek out arranged marriage as much. Like I don't think I would stay up for an arranged marriage. Hard eyes, solid tag. Maybe solid tag. Arranged marriage, or maybe is it more I'm just like, it isn't a must, but I'm really happy to see it type of energy. Arranged marriage. Okay, I think it's a solid tag. Solid tag. I don't know if it's hard eyes emoji level. Baby fic. Oh my god, baby fics. I have complex reasonings. I'm very indecisive, as you could tell. So for baby fic, it depends, because there is also another tag on this list that's pregnancy fic. For that, I'd probably put lower. But baby fic, it depends on if it's like an epilogue where it's like years later and they just happen to have a kid or adopt a kid. That's cool with me. But if it's like the entire fic is about like raising a baby, it depends on like the context. If it's like their own baby, then probably not, if that's like the entire plot. But if it's a fic where it's they accidentally have to take care of a baby for a short period of time, but they're not like the actual parents, that is more appealing. But I don't think that's what they're meaning by baby fic. I think they literally mean like it's about them having a baby and raising the baby, and that's the point of a fic. So I think I'm gonna put it lower. I'm gonna put it like I don't really see the appeal, because I don't think I would seek out a fic that's mainly about raising a child. Like I think I like it more in what I consume of my media. Like I love Buddy Daddies, I love Spy Family, but if it's like a baby, like if it's a fanfic, I don't think I would really seek that out. So I don't see the appeal personally. It's not like a nope level. Like I'm not gonna be excluding the baby fics specifically. At least I don't think I would. I would probably just like skim over it quickly, right? Sharing a bed. Ooh, this is classic. Should I put it above angst? No, I think angst is more general and it's higher in importance for me. Sharing a bed is heart pumping. Great. It is a classic trope for a reason. Okay. You can never go wrong with sharing a bed at all. Okay, next. I'm literally just like going through these super quickly. Bang or die. Ooh, this is a spicy one. Where are we gonna put this? Hard eyes. Ooh, I'm very much exposing myself here, folks. This is only in the case of fan fiction, okay? But, like, nothing having to do with like real life. Okay, this is like purely fiction, so that is the whole point of fan fiction. Because it's fan fiction, hard eye. I'm leaning towards like higher. Is it solid tap? I feel like it could be written terribly, but also could be written really good. So it's like, ooh, I think. Okay, I'm gonna put it in hard eyes emote. No, I gotta be honest myself. It is heart pumping. Not as good as sharing a bed. I feel like this is more classic. Bang or Die is pretty heart pumping though. Body swap. Ooh, these ones are fun. Body swap is usually like really fun to read. I do enjoy body swap because it's like I love it when it's like two characters that do not see eye to eye and they really are truly seeing the other side of things from the person that they supposedly might like not like, or maybe they judge, or they just don't understand them. That is like top tier, like especially when it's like they see more vulnerable sides to them. Ooh, that is so good. So I do think I'm gonna put it pretty high because I feel like I've read really top tier body swap fics. I don't think I've read a bad body swap fic. Like I feel like whenever I run into a body swap, it's like really long one shot or like a multi-chapter fic, and it's like complete and it's like super high quality. So I'm gonna put it probably, is it above Bang or Die? It is pretty good. I feel like this is a type of fic that I'm really newly into, or not newly, but like I'm seeing more of the appeal as I consume more fics. So I don't know. Okay, let's put it above for now. Coffee shop AU? Okay, let's be real. I feel like coffee shop AU is like appealing when you're a teenager and you first start reading fanfic. And then I feel like as you get older and the more jaded you become, it is less and less appealing, at least for me personally. I really loved coffee shop when I was younger. Like I would ride or die for it. I thought it was really cute. If there was like a meet cute, I think I didn't like the whole like customer and then like they like the person working. I feel like I mainly read ones where it was like they both worked at the same coffee shop, and it's like they're on the same level, so it's not like a boss type of thing. It's like they're both just part-timers and then they work together. I think I liked that more than the whole like customer like and then writing the name on the cup. Like I don't think I ever really vibed with that stuff. So because of this, I think coffee shop AU is just not for me right now. Like at this day and age, 2024 me, not my vibe. If you asked me when I was younger, I would probably have put it like in heart eyes emoji or like solid tag. Nowadays, I just don't see the appeal. I feel like I've just become too jaded. Retail is just not something I want to be reading about when I read fanfic. Like I usually gravitate more towards like other mundane things, but not involving working at a coffee shop, basically. Like I don't think I would mind if like a character works behind the scenes at a coffee shop, but if the main point of the fic is like everything happens at this coffee shop and that's like the main source of all the incidents and the main setting, I don't really care for it. College AU? Ooh. I feel like it isn't a must, but I'm still happy when I see it. Like it's not I don't think I've ever really college AUs are kind of a mixed bag for me. They could be really cringe or they could be really good. So I don't know if I should put in hit or miss. Isn't a maybe I should put in hit or miss. I think college AU is hit or miss. It's either really good or kind of not that great, where I'm not really interested in the energy that the college AU is giving. Crackfic? Oh my goodness. I don't think I've ever really have I read a crack fic seriously? I don't think I have. I don't know if I think I avoid crack fic, so I'm gonna put it in nope. Because crack fics are usually like unhinged. There's no real like plot or reason behind anything, and it's kind of just like mainly like meme stuff. I just mainly think of like they're throwing in memes and like photos and like I don't know, references that probably don't age very well or don't really hit because memes kind of go out of like common use, right? Fairly quickly. So it's like I don't think crack fics are something I would seek out personally. So no, I'm gonna put in nope. I don't think I exclude it specifically because I think I rarely ever come across crack fics where there's super crazy stuff happening. I'm gonna double check. Okay, nothing's happening. Okay, I'm always double checking chat just in case. Okay, crossovers. I never vibe of cross like when two different types of characters from different fandoms. I have never like. I think when I was younger, maybe I liked the appeal of this, but nowadays, like I just don't like it. I don't like the overlap between different fandoms and then them just interact. It just bothers me. I just prefer my fandoms separately rather than overlapping. That's just me personally. Maybe when I was younger, I might have seeked them out, like, or wanted to write a crossover fanfic because I like the idea of these characters meeting. But now that I'm older, I usually prefer them staying in their lane and within their fandoms because, like, writing a coherent crossover, I feel like it'd be very hard to do, and it'd be hard to do convincingly when there's, like, so many differences between the characters or, like, between, like, the power systems. If we're talking about, like, a shonen or something. I feel like it might be more common for, like, sports anime. Like, they might be like, oh, a crossover between, like, Haikyuu and, like, Kuroko no Basket, or Haikyuu and, like, maybe, like, Blue Lock now, because, like, Blue Lock is super popular. But, like, personally, I would just never seek out those crossovers. I usually, like, avoid them like the plague. So I'm gonna put it in nope. It's just not my vibe. And usually, like, whenever I see crossover, I might vibe with one of the ships, but it's like the other ship is like my, like, no TP. It's like I cannot stand that ship. So it's like I can never usually engage with the crossover because it's usually a dynamic that I just don't care about and wouldn't seek out anyway. So I just think I've never run into a really good crossover fic. If there have been any that are out there, maybe I just haven't found them yet, but they're just not for me. Dark fic, I honestly did not know what the hell this meant when I first saw this list. Maybe because I'm on AO3 and people explicitly always state the warnings for their fic. So it's like if there's gore involved, they'll usually just tag gore or like extreme violence, graphic violence. Like they have specifics, but I think this was mainly talking about fanfiction.net and they don't really have a whole tag system of AO3. I'm gonna take a sip of water because my voice is getting a bit, I'm getting a bit parched of water. Wait a sec. I'm gonna mute. So yeah, I think this is mainly from fanfiction.net. I don't know, I've never heard people on AO3 referring to like a fic as a dark fic. Like I've heard of what was the other term? Like a wump fic. I've heard of that, but I've never heard of like a dark fic. But I researched what it means, like in terms of I don't know if it was Urban Dictionary or I just looked up on Google, but apparently it means like super messed up things happening, like gore or like torture, really bad stuff. I don't really care, like, if I find this. I think I'm just neutral or indifferent. If there's a fanfic that has dark elements, I'm not gonna be grossed out by it, but it's not something I'm seeking out. So it's like, if it's within the fic and it's like an angsty fic, then I'm just gonna, like, I usually just, like, vibe with it anyways. I'm not gonna avoid it specifically. I'm pretty much neutral or indifferent. If it's, like, extreme stuff and there's, like, major character death, I might consider avoiding it, but even then, if it has like a lot of attention and a lot of people are like gave it kudos, I would usually give it a chance even if it has major character death or like extreme tags, because it's like, why did everyone else really like this? I want to see it for myself and decide for myself if I like it or not. So I would say I'm neutral and indifferent. I feel like I have read it. Like I don't think it's in the never read category. I've definitely read a dark fic before and not hated it, so, but it's not something I specifically seek out. So, and I don't think I'd be like happy when I see it because it's like really dark stuff happening. So I'm neutral on that. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Next is major character death, which I feel like goes hand in hand with dark fic, okay? Major character death, I think I used to be huge nope. And then I don't know if it was, I think I read a fic once where the offer did not indicate the major character death tag, like if they chose not to use archive warnings. And I remember I was so emotionally distraught the first time, like I read a major character death that shocked me. I think it was like a zombie AU, and it was like this really long torturous journey, and it was like the two characters, they went through thick and thin, and all the minor characters died around them, so I thought they would be safe. But then like the other character like accidentally killed the other ship by purely by accident, out of like desperation. They were like fighting over like resources or something. It scarred me. I remember being like so freaked out because I was like younger when I read this. I must have been in university. But I remember like it scarred me because it was like super graphic and freaked me out. So that scarred me. But I feel like nowadays when I read major character death, I'm more maybe I become more jaded or become more used to it. Besides that first time I read it where it shocked me and I was like super disturbed and sad, I don't think I've been like extremely freaked out by it. Like, especially if it's a canon death that happens in canon and they're expanding upon it, I don't really see the problem with it. So I would say it's a neutral or indifferent. Like, I don't think I'd be happy when I see it because I'm not going to be happy to see the death, but I'm also neutral to it. I don't hate it. I don't especially love it. It's just in the middle. Canon divergence is, ooh, heart eyes emoji. I do love a canon divergence where it's like, what if this happened instead? What if we did that? What if we changed the canon plot into a different direction? I love that shit. I don't think it's heart pumping levels, but I do heart eyes emoji it. It is an A plus, not an A plus plus category, okay? Enemies to lovers. Ooh, we got the winner over here. This is like my wait, Anks, go lower, please. Oh, I messed it up again. Okay, wait. There we. Oh my goodness. These squares are bothering me, sorry. Okay, enemies to lovers. This is like my top tier tag. I don't think I vibed with this as much when I was younger, but it has always appealed to me. Enemies to lovers is 100% what I love the most at the moment. It just hits in a way that I can't explain. It's the fact that they just are literal enemies and then they just go into the exact opposite. There's just something so appealing to that. I don't know. It's the character development, okay? That is why I love it so much. Like the amount of work the author has to do it. And sure, if it's like speed run, I still think it's really good because I just love seeing, I don't know, characters just fall in love or really, really quickly, even if it's they hate each other. Like, it's just a great vibe. I do love it. Okay, established relationship, I'm gonna be honest, not the best. I feel like whenever I see established relationship fics, I'm always like, okay, then what is like the point? Like sometimes I don't mind it if it's like a one shot and I'm literally just there for like a PWP. That makes sense for it to be established relationship because like you don't need to do work, they're already together. It makes sense for this whole woohoo situation to happen, right? But established relationship in terms of multi-chapter fics where it's like they're already together, but you're like writing about the relationship and it's already established, I don't think I read it as much. I think it's not a must, but I'm happy when I see it. Like, it's just like I'm happy for established, but like it's not really a must for me personally. Fake relationship. Ooh, this is a spicy one. Okay, fake relationship. I think. Ooh, where should I put in solid tag? These could be really good because they could get messy. So, ooh, I do think I should put it higher. Hard eyes. Canon divergence. Ugh. I think I might put it after body swap. Fake relationship. Because fake relationship is usually. Oh, no. I think it might be before body swap. Now I'm thinking of like the specifics of it. And I feel like there's too many fanfics where I just love fake relationship to not put it higher. Like, I'm thinking of, like, all the iconic ones I've read, and I'm like, yeah, that was, like, top tier, so I can't put it lower. There's too many good fake relationship fanfics. I do think a lot of people think it's overdone, but sometimes it's, like, I feel like a lot of fanfics that I've read that were really good were fake relationships, so I'd be, like, terrible to put it lower, to discredit them when I enjoyed myself so much. Okay, Fairy Tail AU, I don't think have I read a Fairy Tail AU ever? I don't know if I have. Should I put it never read? Would Fairy Tail AU count, like, the Greek myth stuff? Because I feel like that's slightly different. That's... Fairy Tales is like... Oh, Fairy Tales is like... I'm trying to think of a classic fairy tale that I could use. Like a Cinderella fic, I guess is what they were trying to say. Like, oh, there's like a Prince Charming. Or, oh, I think the most iconic one is The Beast and then, like, Belle. In the cast. Like, you know, like... Belle stumbling upon the castle, finding a dark beast. Oh, fairy tale can be good then, because I do think people have done Beauty and the Beast twist and fix, and I do like it. Okay, so I don't know. It could be a hit or miss. I think it's okay. It isn't a must, but I'm still happy when I see it. Like, I don't think I'm seeking out a fairy tale AU, but I think I've enjoyed myself when I've read one, at least once, because I feel like I have read a Beauty and the Beast one and I liked it. I don't think it's like top tier for me personally, but it's I'm happy when I see it. Fix it fic. Ooh, we do love fix it fics. Okay, I think this is. Will I stay up for it though? A fix it fic. Oh, if I'm desperate and I just really hyper focused on a fandom, and I really want the situation to be fixed for the series, I don't know. I'm trying to think now. I'm like, would it be heart pumping? I'm trying to think. Okay, I think I'm gonna put it. I think canon divergence and fix it fic are kind of the same. They're the same level. I don't think I would put one over the other because I do think sometimes they go hand in hand where it's like you're fixing it and you're diverging from a canon anyways. So I'm gonna put it under heart eyes emoji. It's like at A plus, but not like heart pumping level where I'm like, like going crazy for it. Fluff, ooh. Fluff is, I think solid. The thing is, I feel like I'm more of an angst person than a fluff person. It could be because I'm jaded and older now. I don't know. When I was younger, I think I did vibe more with fluff, but nowadays I'm kind of just. It's just. I feel like fluff is only good after the angst, personally. I don't think I would really seek out a only fluff fic 90% of the time, or like 80% of the time. I wouldn't. So I'm gonna put it higher than. Okay, definitely higher than established relationship. Or maybe, okay, no, fluff it is solid. It's a solid tag. It's good. It works for a reason. I don't think it's like my heart eyes emoji level. Friends to lovers, ooh, we are gonna go. It's gonna be pretty high, folks. Okay, below enemies to lovers, but I do really love friends to lovers. It's especially like childhood friends to lovers. I'm thinking of like a lot of ships that I love. The main ship I think of always is Oikawa and Iwazumi from Haikyuu. They are the classic friends to lovers. Really, really love it. It is heart pumping. Love those two together. Classic. Classic ship. Classic dynamic. I love to see it. Usually we'll stay up for it if I'm super interested in the ship dynamic, right? Genfic, ooh. This is like, if people don't know these terms, Genfic is like general fic where it's very G-rated, like associated with a G, the green. It is very like general, not much. It could oftentimes go in line of canon. You might be like going over a specific character and their perspective, and sometimes it might not involve like ships specifically. It's just kind of like talking about the series in general. But there can be ships that are general fic where it's like just G-rated, they're being cute, expanding upon like, I don't know, like a specific episode or like moment between them. Okay, I had to take another sip of water, sorry. Okay, general fic, I think I'm gonna put in the neutral or indifferent tag. I don't hate it, but I also like I don't seek it out, so I think I'm gonna put it, or should I put it lower? I I feel like there are probably some general fics that I like. It's just that I don't really seek it out specifically. So I am gonna put in neutral because I do think there are at least some of them where I really enjoyed myself, but it's not something that I really care about or think is like a hit or a miss. Like, I don't think it's a hit or miss. I think it's just general fics are just there and I just happen to stumble upon them. Similar to major character dev and dark fic. It's like I'm not seeking it out. Hurt comfort, oof, I love hurt comfort. This is like heart pumping level. As you can tell, I really love like angst and fluff combined. That's kind of like what hurt comfort gives me. It's the angst but also the fluff. Someone gets hurt, but there's comfort afterwards, which is really, really good. So I might put it above angst because it's like it follows up on the angst. You know what I mean? It's not solely just the angst, there's a comfort afterwards. If it's just angst, I'll just be sad afterwards. I want the comfort there, I want the support, I want them to be healed, and I want them to be happy and held. because I do love my like the characters that I'm like super passionate about. Like I just want them to be okay. I want them to be all right. Now I'm just thinking of like Chuya from Bungo Stray Dogs. Oh my goodness, he needs some comfort. Okay, historical AU. Oh my goodness, I feel like this. The thing is, this is like so fucking broad. Like, what do they mean by historical AU? There's like so much. There could be like different places, at least globally, that this could be occurring. So it's like, because historical AU would include like samurai stuff, right? So it's like, this is, in terms of like anime, I'm like thinking of like, this is like a lot of different potential. Like, this is pretty broad. And it could also be like Regency, like if you're really into what's that show called? Oh my god, I'm like blanking on the show name. But super, like I feel like a lot of normies are into it, but like it's like the historical. Oh, I'm thinking of like similar to Jane Austen, like that energy. This could also be that. It could be the, like old history. So I do think it could be good. I would say I'm new for historical. I'm neutral. I don't think I'm seeking out historical AUs. I'm gonna be honest. It's not like there probably were a few good ones, but I don't think it's something I really care much for. High school AU, oof. But it's an alternate U. Okay, I don't really understand this because I'm like, why would you put them? I feel like when I was younger, I would be into this if I was in high school. But I guess it's like, oh, this might be for like shonens where like they don't just go to school at all. That does make sense now. I'm like, why would you do this? Because I'm thinking of like sports anime and stuff, and now so I was a bit confused. High school AUs can be, oof. I think this is hit or miss, guys. Similar to college, I feel like anything with schooling, it's either like it's really good or it's like complete crap. I don't know what it is about this category, but like I either vibe with it or I really dislike it. I do think, oh, wait, high school I think is worse. Wait, I don't think it's as bad. Like I feel like college is slightly better. So I'm gonna put it high school AU. Like throwing them in high school. Uh, Wait, but it could be good for certain. Okay, never mind. I am gonna put it in hit or miss. There are certain situations where this could be appealing because it's like a high school AU would make sense for a shonen where it's like they don't go to school at all. So it's like let's say it's like a series where maybe there is an aspect of schooling in the series, but it's like you take away like the superpowers, you take away like all that extra stuff, and you just throw them in school, and then that's the AU. So it could be good, but I feel like a lot of them are also not good. So I'm gonna put it in hit or miss. I like some, I disliked a bunch. It's a mixed bag. Once again, it's a hit or miss. Huddle for Warmth is always high quality. Is it higher than Bang or Die? Oof, I don't know. I do think it's higher because it's like the whole sharing. Oh wait, is it higher than sharing a bed though? Because Huddle for Warmth involves like the whole like hyperthermia scare, and that's kind of like more angsty than sharing a bed, which does appeal to me more. Like anything like life or death is more exciting. Ooh. But I guess that could be like Bang or Die too, because there's life or death involved. Oh, now I'm getting more confused. Huddle for Warmth. Is it as good as sharing a bed? Is it better? They're very much in the same category because it's like it usually involves sharing a bed. So I'm gonna put them like, I think they're the same. Huddle for Warmth and sharing a bed are kind of like on equal ground. But it's definitely like heart pumping will probably stay up if there's like a really good quality fic of it. Humor, I do not really care if there is humor or not. I'm gonna put this in neutral or indifferent. I might consider it nope if like the whole fic is about humor. Oh no, if like the whole fic is humor, maybe nope. I don't mind like when fics have some funny moments, but if like the whole fanfic is trying to be funny and like a comedic, like a whole comedic thing, I'm gonna put it in nope. I'm gonna be a bit harsher. I just don't seek out comedy related fics. Drunken Confession. You might not be able to see this because it's so tiny. Drunken Confession. Let's see. I'm making sure that OBS is picking everything up. Okay, we're good. We're good. I'm always double checking things, folks. Oh, you don't like... Oh my gosh, I have not been looking at chat. I can't look at chat and this browser at the same time because I haven't figured out streaming as well yet. But you don't like historical AU either, Cam. Interesting. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people probably just, I think I'm just neutral to it. It's like I might stumble upon it, but it's not something I'm highly interested in. But yeah, like I feel like a lot of people don't vibe with historical stuff. It's funny that I ended up in your recommended cruise. Even if you don't know anything about fanfics, I could like go on and on about it. So hopefully this can be informative. This could be an informative stream for people who do not know anything about fanfics. So I do not know if I'm pronouncing this correctly, but it says in vino veritas, veritas. I think it's, is this Italian? Vino sounds Italian, but I wouldn't know. It could be Spanish. They do overlap sometime. In vino veritas, something like that. A drunken confession. College fanfics. Yeah, I think for me, I put in hit or miss because I do love some, but I feel like I don't like all of them. I think it is Italian, yeah. It should be Italian. Okay, so Drunken Confession is... Yeah, Vino's definitely Italian. Okay, Drunken Confession is... Where am I gonna put you? Where shall I put you? Hard Eyes? Oof. Is this a Hard Eyes situation, folks? I don't know. I'm thinking... I do like the... I feel like a lot of drunk fics can work, and then some of them could not work, but I do think most of them I like. So maybe I'll put it Hard Eyes. I don't know if I would stay up for a drunk fanfic. Unless I'm like super desperate in need of it. Like I think this is... Okay, would it be above Canon Diver? I think it might be a bit lower. I don't know. Maybe it's because I just don't drink a lot, so it's like... I don't know. I think I'm gonna put in Hard Eyes emoji. I think sometimes it might be heart pumping if I'm like super really desperate, but like I feel like most of the time it's Hard Eyes emoji. It's an A+ tier, not A++, but A+, okay? It's a good dynamic, okay? First kiss, oof. This is a good one. This is a good one. This is very wholesome, folks. First kiss is usually always wholesome. It's kind of like fluff. I think... Is it above arranged marriage? I'm thinking, but I feel like there is a sweetness to heart, like to first kiss, where I would think it might be Hard Eyes emoji, because a lot of it is really cute. There could be like super cute moments that are expanded upon in it, and it's always like the giddy, you know, like heart fluttering, kicking your feet, excited feelings of the first kiss energy. So I do think it could be good. Would I put it? Okay, I'm gonna put it above Drunken Confession, because I do think I like the implication of a first kiss where it's like super awkward but like super exciting at the same time. Like that's very Hard Eyes emoji category for me. Magic AU? Okay, folks. Magic AU? Where do you is this gonna be never hit or miss for... I feel like a lot of AUs are hit or miss for me. It's like I don't know if I seek out Magic AUs? I think I might have had a Magic AU phase where I like liked the idea of it, but would I seek it out? It could be your hit or miss, or am I neutral? I feel like I'm neutral. I don't think I've ever like seeked out a Magic AU and been like, I really feel like reading about magic right now. You know what I mean? Oh, Cam, you think First Kiss is top tier? Yeah, should I change it? I do think First Kiss is like... Maybe I should put it higher, because it's like... It is... The energy is great. Should I put it above fake? I do think I do enjoy First Kiss a bit more than I'm letting on, because I feel like it's in so many fanfics that it's kind of like a given, especially for like any like non-established relationship fic. So it's like First Kiss is usually always there, so it's like I kind of take it for granted. Now I'm like questioning. I'm like, maybe I should put it higher. But Sharing a Bit is also really good. Okay, I'm gonna put it like it's like the end of heart pumping, but it's still heart pumping. I do think it should be a bit higher. Yes, it is a great bonding moment. Also, yeah, it has a good comedy aspect to it. True, true, true. So I'm gonna keep Magic AU in neutral or indifferent because I never seek out Magic AU. I think some of them are good. A high percentage of them are probably like not, I wouldn't be interested in, but I feel like some of them are good. I don't know. Some AUs I'm just not. I feel like a lot of the time when I do seek out fanfics, I have to be in a certain specific mood to seek out an AU. I do think a lot of other fanfic readers, like, they live or die for AUs. Like, AUs are, like, their bread and butter, and that's mainly why they read fanfics. But for me, sometimes I just really like the canon universe, and I just want to see the characters get together in it. So AUs aren't always my vibe. It's kind of like the leftover stuff I'll get afterwards, after I read them, like, falling in love in the canon universe, you know what I mean? Miscommunication is, ooh, I do like it. The thing is, I have a love or hate with miscommunication. Sometimes if it's too much miscommunication, I'm like throwing my phone and like, why the hell do they not talk to each other? Just talk. It's literally any time miscommunication happens in a fanfic. It's like, why aren't they talking? Just talk. This will be fixed if they just talk. It's a misunderstanding. Please. Ugh. So it's like I hate it, but it's also really good for drama. So it's like, what do I put this? I do think, I don't know if it's hard eyes emoji level. I think I'm gonna put miscommunication just because like it's low key annoying sometimes. Like underneath fluff. It's a solid tag, but I don't think it's like necessary, like 100%. Like, but I do think it is common in any fanfic. There will be an aspect of miscommunication, but if it's like consistent miscommunication, I'm probably gonna be like throwing my phone, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's good for like one dramatic moment within a fanfic, you know what I mean? Missing scenes. Now this is good. This is a good. I do like it when a fanfic author expands upon in between moments that we do not see. Like, it's almost like not behind the scenes, but like if you really like a specific episode in a series and it's like you don't see everything and it kind of like time skips for a bit and you're like, wait, I wanted more of that scene, or like I wanted a scene after that scene where it's like maybe like they're recovering from a fight and there's like, I don't know, like someone's being bandaged up. I feel like that's always like typical in any like action type of series where it's like you could have done some more like her comfort stuff. So it's like there's so much potential in missing scenes. So I think I'm gonna put it pretty high. I'm gonna put it yeah, I'm gonna put a heart eyes emoji. I don't know if it's as good as Drunken Confession, because I think Drunken Confession is kind of, it could be messy, but it could also be like really spicy and fun. So like, fix it fic. This is like where I'm like, ooh, my indecisiveness is coming out once again. I'm gonna put heart eyes emoji. I don't think it's like heart pumping, but I think it is amazing when I see it. Like if it expands on a moment that I'm like super hyper focused on, and I really want to see a missing scene with that, where it's like if I after like an episode comes out or like a chapter comes out if it's a manga, and it's like, why didn't they expand on this more? And it, like I find a fic where they, for some reason, some other fan happened to want to expand on it more too. That's like heart eyes emoji level, because it's like we're on the same wavelength, we're both thinking in the same way, and you just happen to have written something that I really really wanted to see. Thank you for that. Thank you for the food. That's basically the energy like it gives, right? So next we got mutual pining. Okay, folks. Mutual pining. Where shall it be? Where shall it go? I think this is definitely heart pumping. Friends to lover. Mutual pining is like good because it's like they're both loving each other, but the other, like, they don't know they're loving each other. So I do think this is top tier, A++. 99% of fics usually have mutual pining. Like, I would say like, or maybe not 99%, maybe 90% or like 80%, and then like the other 10 to 20% is like one person loves the other first and then the other one falls in love afterwards, or is oblivious to their love. I do love it when fics are like one character is completely oblivious to the concept of love and then they like realize what they've been feeling is love this entire time. Like that is definitely top tier. But mutual pining, when it's like they both got the hard crush, but neither of them is gonna say it first. They're struggling to say it. They're kind of tiptoeing around it, and possibly they don't recognize that the other person is also pining after them. Great, A++ tier. I do think it's pretty high up there. I think it's in most fanfics, so I'm gonna put it pretty high, right? Oof, I cannot say this. I'm gonna call it woohoo pollen. As you could see by my text at the top of the screen, I need to censor myself for YouTube, just in case. I do not want to get in trouble with YouTube. YouTube, please do not come at me for having this. Okay, I'm just gonna be talking about this vaguely. We are all like, I'm assuming like most of my channel like is 18 plus. So I'm like, I'm assuming everyone's 18 plus here, but I'm gonna be censoring myself, so it's like as vague as possible. Woohoo pollen. I'm not gonna go into details. I'm gonna just place it pretty. Let's see. I'm gonna place it where I feel like it deserves to be placed. Let's see. Okay, for sharing it, but I'm trying to think logically of where I would rank this. For me, it is heart pumping. So I'm gonna submit it at the end because I do think these situations are probably more appealing than the woohoo pollen thing. Because it's like, I don't know. That's just me. I have specific preferences, and it isn't bad for me. I feel like a lot of people, this would be a hard no. For some people, this is like extreme nope. It makes them icky, makes them uncomfortable. For me, if I'm in the mood, I'm in the mood, and this is heart pumping level for me. I don't know. It's a trope. I don't mind. Okay, sometimes yeah, but the way it's written, it depends on the way it's written. I do think there's probably a lot of cringe fanfics that involve the pollen thing. 100% agree with you. But sometimes when it's like super late at night and it's like my brain is like dead, I just do not care. I'm just like mindlessly consuming stuff, and I will always still enjoy it. Like, even if it's like, I feel like if I were to read it like the next day afterwards, it'd be like, oh, this is not that good. For me, sometimes at late at night, it hits well for me. I don't know. I think it's because it's like I'm tired and I'm just staying up late, but I will probably stay up late because it's like, ooh, this is interesting. If it has a lot of kudos, it's probably good. I usually like go by kudos, so that's mainly what I do for AO3. Sometimes if it's like I run out of stuff, I would do like, by what has been updated, see what's new that's coming out, and then has potential based off a summary. But like whenever I get into something new, like a new fandom, a new ship, I will go by kudos. It's like what have people enjoyed? I mean, usually it's written pretty well, right? Because like if a high percentage of people have given it kudos, like it's mostly certain times it could be written badly still, but there might be some potential there. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like everyone's done that once where it's like you stay up late and it's like you just don't care about the quality as much. I think if it's the middle of a day and you're just reading something, this I'm just not going to be reading that. It's like not the time or place for me. It's like usually when I'm like tired and like I just feel in the mood for reading something a bit spicier, right? Okay, pregnancy fic, oof. Oof, this is not. I'm gonna be honest here. It doesn't really appeal to me. It could be because I just don't like if a whole fic is about like the ups and downs of pregnancy and like living with that. Like props to anyone who enjoys that and like that's like something they enjoy being expanded upon. But for me, it's like not something I would ever seek out. Like that's a hard no for me. I don't think I would exclude it, but I don't think it's something I think it's definitely lower than humor and crack fic, right? Like, wait, now that I think about it, is crossover lower than this? I don't think I ever read crossover. I feel like I'd be more likely to read a fanfic that might have pregnancy over cross. I just never seek out crossovers. That's just me. PWP, which I cannot say. This is the one with plot because I created another tag because I added a bunch of new ones. I created another one that is without, where is it? Without plot. So this is the one with plot because I want to, like separate the two. Yeah, it is stressful, Cam. I can't imagine like wanting to stress myself out when I read fanfic, right? Like it sounds like it would go into a lot, like I feel like a lot of people might seek out these fics to expand on like more complex topics, like maybe they want to expand on like like postpartum depression, like that type of stuff. I don't even think I pronounced that right. I'm so bad at it. But you like what I mean, like depression, like things like you might struggle with after a pregnancy, like they could go in depth about. But like I think 90 like percent of the time, like I wouldn't want to read that because usually when I read fics, like I want to read something it could have angst, but it's mainly positive and like I wouldn't really want to seek out pregnancy fics. It's just not something I'm interested in. Though I do think some people like that would be like top tier. Like they enjoy the idea of it because maybe that just appeals to them more. Like they maybe want to start a family at some point and maybe find that more appealing. I personally like at the time I'm living in right now, I can't see myself having kids, so it's like it doesn't appeal to me. I did pronounce it right. I struggle with pronunciation sometimes, so if I do pronounce something wrong, I apologize. It's just sometimes I rush through my sentences and my mouth just cannot keep up. Okay? I'm gonna take another sip of water. Stay hydrated, folks, okay? I will mute while I take a sip of water. Okay, I'm back. I needed a big sip. Okay, so PWP, I'm not going to be saying this out loud because of, you know, YouTube reasons, but this is, it's heart pumping, so like, well, this is with plot. So with plot is definitely more appealing without plot, so, but there are categories here that are like classics for a reason, so it's like, would I, but I do think the age that I'm in, it's like, sometimes it's just more appealing, so I do think, oof, angst, hurt, comfort. Should I put angst? Now I'm thinking about, like, is angst higher than hurt? I feel like I should switch mutual pining. No, but I think mutual pining isn't too many things. Okay, I'm gonna put it pretty high. I think other people will put this lower, but I read this too frequently to not put it this high. It's just how I am. It's just the current time period that I'm in. I feel like when I was younger, I wouldn't read it as much, but like now that I'm older, I'm like, it's good when it has plot, and it just happens to have it. I think it's a solid. Okay, royalty AU. Oof. See, I think I included historical. I was thinking also royalty, but I do think royalty has more appeal than historical. So, royalty AU. I think it's a solid tag. Or should I put a heart eyes emoji? Is arranged marriage? Arranged marriage and royalty AU are kind of they kind of remind me of each other because usually they're kind of involved. I'm trying to think. Would I prefer a royalty AU over? I think it's a solid tag. Or no. Royalty AU is pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna put it pretty like lower on the heart eyes emoji, but I do think I usually enjoy royalty AU. Anything involving, I don't know what it is. It's just like a bit funner. It's a bit funner. I think like I think I was historical is more like I think serious, but like royalty is like it could be a bit fun. There's like a bit more at play here. There could be like criticism of like the whole royal situation. There's family drama. There's like secrets. Oops, what did I just do? No, I moved the screen. Sorry about that. Okay. For a second, I thought I X'd out the browser. I freaked out. Okay. Slow burn. Oof. We are getting to top tier stuff here, folks. Slow burn is high quality. 100%. Is it above enemies to lovers for me? I'm trying to think. The thing is, enemies to love. Slow burn goes hand in hand with everything. So should I just put it highest? I don't know. It's better when it takes a long time. You know what I mean? If it's a multi-chapter fic, but also it is kind of fun when they speed run it. If you're short on time, so it's like I don't know. I'm gonna put it below because I just love it. Enemies to lovers like my go-to 100%. I love so much. So I think I'm gonna put slow burn. Okay, maybe I should put it above friends to lovers because it's just so good. Enemies to lovers is just that top tag that I cannot put lower. I just love it too much. Wait, where did my chat go? Okay. Oh, you can't see it? Oh no. I messed it up, folks. Where'd it go? Wait, folks. I will fix it. I will fix it. I'm so sorry. Where'd it go? I will fix you. I should put a technical difficulties thing. Wait, I'm gonna switch it to where's my studio? Studio mode. I have a emergency black screen that I'm gonna switch it to this. I'm fixing tech stuff. Wait a second. I apologize. Okay, I will figure this out. Where's the tier list? Oh, I just changed it to the... Oh no. My browser's all over the place. I apologize. Okay, I'm gonna mute while I figure this out. I will be back. Did it work? Let's see. Sorry, I forgot to unmute myself. Is it okay, folks? I'm checking. I'll just check on my phone. Oh, you can see it. Okay. We were good. Oh, that scared me. I think I accidentally, like, pushed out. You guys just randomly saw, like, my YouTube studio. It's fine. It could have been worse. Okay. It's just my browser. I have the YouTube studio up because I'm, like, streaming, obviously. Okay. Basically, where were we? What did I don't even remember what I was talking about. I think we did royalty AU. That's what we were doing, right? I believe. Oh, no, we did slow burn. Yeah, so for me, it's after enemies to lovers because I'm too attached to enemies to lovers to rank it any lower. I just love it too much. Okay, soulmate AU. This is a fun one, folks. What are we all thinking? I'm like, wait, I'm gonna open up chat again because I like seeing everyone's opinion. Soulmate AU. Let me see. Where would I put it? There's like so many like heart pumping that I'm like, I don't know if I should space this out a bit better. Soul Lady AU, soulmate. Let's see. It's heart. I'm thinking heart eyes. I don't think I usually seek out soulmate. Soulmate AU. I think soulmates not. Wait, should I just put on solid tag? It could be good, but it could be kind of not like something I seek out. So I don't know where to put it. It's like I think I've enjoyed myself in some of them, but others it's like not my vibe. Wait a sec. Let me think. Solid tag. Should I put in solid? Okay, I think I'm gonna put it. Now that I'm thinking about it, I do think it's okay. Arranged marriage, soulmate. They're kind of around the same category. Okay, I'm gonna put it in solid tag. I do think soulmate AU is not something I usually like go for. I do think for a lot of people soulmate tag is like heart pumping. They love it's like heart eyes emoji. But I do think for me it's like maybe I've read too many soulmate AUs where it's like nowadays where it's like I don't really read that much soulmate stuff anymore. Oh yeah, like if they aren't sure of a bond or not willing. Oh, that is good. I forgot about the dynamic of like where they're not certain. Oof. Wait, I think soulmate AU is higher because I think I've read a fic where it's like if they really hate each other, it's like they deny it and then it's like detrimental to them, especially if it's like they have an extreme like bond where it's like you're supposed to be together but like they're in denial because they like suppose they can't imagine being with them. So I do now if I think about it, I'm like, wait a minute. I think it could be higher. It definitely could be. I think it is higher than royalty. Missing scenes is kind of like general stuff. Now that I think about it, it could be heart eyes emoji level. I don't know if it's heart pumping for me, but the appeal of like they are not that you mentioned cam, it's like it has that and one has to let the other go. Oh no, that's like even more angstier. Yeah, it is a classic dynamic. I think yeah, for most people, most people would probably put in heart pumping. I'm gonna put it heart eyes emoji. It's like A+ tier. I do put it. I think it is above drunken confession because I feel like it's a bit more interesting. It has a lot more interesting dynamics. If you're hearing squeaking, that is a doggy toy. My siblings are playing with the dog downstairs, so like if my mic picks that up, it is simply a doggy toy, okay? Time loop, I think time loops can be fun. Cause it's like time loop is similar to Groundhog Day where it's like they repeat the same day, right? At least that's what I usually think of. Where it's like the same day over and over. I think I've read like a fic where I really, really loved it where it was the same day over and over again, where it's like they tried to communicate to the person that they liked that it was the same day, and then like sometimes they would believe them, sometimes they would, like I don't know, like that whole dynamic was really good. So I do think this is a fun tag, but I don't think I've seen it that much, like where I've read that many fics where there is a time loop, because I think it's hard to nail, and a lot of authors probably just wouldn't want to deal with having to write like the same kind of like situation over and over again and then have that be the course of a fic, right? So it could, I think I really enjoy myself during it, but I don't think it's, I'm gonna put it in solid tag. But I do think I've read at least one where I really, really loved it. You're indifferent. Oh, you're indifferent to the time loop. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, yeah, like, especially if it's, like, trying to stop, yeah, the end of a world. I don't know. I think, I don't know if I read, like, one where it's about the end of a world thing. I think I've read it where it's, like, some weird, like, thing where it's, like, you're supposed to confess, and, like, that's the reason the time loop's happening. But, like, I don't know. It's, like, some weird, like, otherworldly thing that's kind of, like, forcing you to admit to something, or like they have to do something in their life or admit to something, so it's like some weird, like, I don't know, like otherworldly force forcing their hand. But I don't think it's terrible. I think I enjoyed myself during it, so like I'm gonna put it salt tag. It's okay. Yeah, I don't think time loops that popular. I think like you would have to be a very specific type of writer that enjoys time related stories, and I don't think a lot of people like enjoy writing about that, where it's, I feel like most people enjoy writing like very common romance tropes over like a time loop situation because it's hard to do well, especially if it's like the same stuff's happening every single day. I don't know, groundhog situation is hard to write. Okay, love triangle, I don't like love triangles. Oh my goodness, I think this might be like a harsh take, but love triangles are just not my. When I was younger, I think I didn't mind it, but like when three people are involved, I'm just gonna feel bad for like the person who's just like left on their own. Like I feel like I wouldn't mind if it's like not the main point of the fic, where it's like maybe like a side character is like let down nicely, that one half of a ship just doesn't like them. But if that's like the main plot, like the main plot of an entire fic is a love triangle, I don't think it's for me. Yeah, it can get toxic. I think this is a hard no for me. I think I avoid it more than I avoid the pregnancy fic. So it's like, I don't know. Like, I would probably be more likely to run into a pregnancy fic than a love triangle fanfic where that is the main plot. Because usually, like, there might be a side character that's, like, into one half of, like, the main ship or whatever, and then, like, maybe they're let down, but it's usually, like, a background thing I've usually read. It's never, like, the primary plot of the story, because then I would just get invested and I'd feel really bad for the other person. I feel like I just sympathize too much, where I'd be like, oh no, like now I just feel bad that this person doesn't like fall in love like the other person, like the other couple does. It's just I feel bad that one person is just left out. So we're gonna put it in nope. I usually avoid love triangles. I think they might be a bit overhyped in terms of like well-known media. Like I think it's overdone at this point, the whole love triangle thing. There should be more interesting dynamics. Like you could do like a love square so that like everyone's happy, or like more complicated things where it's like an increasing amount of people, so it's like at least a little bit more interesting. But just three people is kind of, I don't know, nowadays it's not that, I don't know, like eye-opening or interesting. It's a bit kind of overdone and like not something I enjoy personally. Unhappy ending, oof. I don't know if I see the I guess some, okay, but then there are some like hard-hitting fics where it's like major character death and I just didn't mind it. So maybe like neutral, like, oh, but I do think I prefer a happy ending over an unhappy ending. Like if it's tagged an unhappy ending, I don't know if I would. Usually I feel like authors would not flag that to like have it be a surprise by the end. But I don't think I seek that out. So maybe I should just put it in neutral. Like if it happens to have an unhappy ending, would I be okay with it if it's just like a character, or maybe it's like open-ended, so I don't really as mind. You don't want unhappy. I also think I'm leaning more towards I don't want it. Like I don't. Okay, I just don't see the appeal. I feel like I'm in the same boat as you, where it's like I don't want it to be unhappy, but I have run into some of them, and I'm usually not happy that it's unhappy. So I do think I prefer happy endings. You want the escapism and happiness. Same. It's all for the escapism. Unrequited love. Oof. Okay, the thing is, unrequited love, I don't know why they tagged it, like whoever created this. Like, what do they mean? Do they just mean like 100% unrequited love? Or is it like they think it's unrequited? Because that's like a whole different energy where it's like I do like it when like one person thinks their love is unrequited, and then because of it just delays confessing or just never confess, like it takes a long time to confess and it's like a slow burn. Like I like that energy where it's like they assume it's unrequited, but like if a entire fic is like it is 100% unrequited, then no. Yeah, like halfway unrequited, I think this means fully unrequited. Like they're in love with someone that just doesn't love them at all. So I'm gonna put this in nope. Like I'm assuming that's what they mean, because I don't see the appeal. Like I don't like ships where one person is super into one person and then like the other person just gives them nothing, like just doesn't care at all. So if that's the energy, like it's completely unrequited, they just don't care about them and it's like completely one-sided, I cannot like understand the appeal of that. So I'm gonna put it like probably lower than love triangle, because if it's like there's no like it's one-sidedly, there's no point, they're never gonna be together, like why am I reading this? I want them to get together, you know what I mean? You're like, no, like that is a hard, like that's an extreme like oof moment, like who would want that? Like they need to, it has to be like unrequited to requited for me to be on board with that. And finally, I feel like this is the most controversial one. ABO. I'm gonna take a sip of water before we get to ABO, okay? I need a sip of water before this, okay? Okay, I'm back. I needed a lot of water. I think my throat was dying a bit. Okay, ABO. The whole ABO Omegaverse thing, I feel like, okay, when I was younger, this was like a hard no for me. Like, I actively avoided ABO when I was really, really young. I actively like excluded it. Not like I would say 90% of the time I exclude ABO, okay? But there's a big but here. I'm kind of exposing myself here. There's some times where I just randomly like recently, I don't know if it's like in the past 1 or 2 years, but recently I just randomly crave to read an Omegaverse fic, and it's like out of the blue. It's like once in a blue moon, like not that frequently. I would say like every couple of months, I'll just randomly crave reading it, and I'll like look in like the top ones or like ones with a lot of kudos, and I'll just pick a bunch and I'll read like one or two of them, and I'll do the classic thing where it's like you have a bunch of tabs open with like a bunch of fics, but you never actually read them all. It's like you only read like one or two. I'll do that, and then like I'll pass the phase where I'm interested in it and I'll just have it on my phone, and I'll just like never revisit it for like a bunch of months, and I'll just have it on my phone. It'll just be in the background behind like a bunch of other tabs. So it's like I briefly get into it, but it's just like a hard nope for me like 90% of the time. Like 90% of the time I just do not want to see it. I'll exclude it. But then there's a 10% of the time where I'm like I suddenly like wanted to read it out of nowhere recently. But like it hasn't happened again in a while. So like it was like I was briefly into it but then not into it. So it's like I don't know if I'm going to be into it again, if it's like a cycle. So I'm going to put it in hit or miss. I it is complex. I feel like most people this is a hard no. It is. Is it your fave? Oh my goodness. I feel like it's a guilty pleasure. Like me admitting to like not minding it sometimes is, I think it's like I enjoy it like 10% of the time, but like I have to be in the right mood and like the right headspace to actually seek it out. But I do understand like a lot of people really really love ABO, like, but it's very like I think anyone who talks about it's like controversial where it's like you gotta be slightly guilty about liking it, but it's something a lot of people enjoy. Like you said, it's like the guilty pleasure. I think it's hit or miss. There are really good ABO fics, and there are also really bad ABO fics. You don't know. It's like a mixed bag. You don't know what you're gonna get. Some of them are good. Sometimes, like Cam Cam is saying in the chat, it gets really creepy. It gets cringy, or it's just like written. Clearly, it's clearly written by someone who just is really young. that could also happen too, where it's like their writing is like kind of rushed, or like they just wrote it in like 10 minutes and they just threw it on AO3, right? And it's like super cringy. But some of them are really good, and it's like they go into like the interdynamics of what like what it could be to live in that type of universe, and they kind of try to add like, how do I explain it? Like they try to get like world build in the Omegaverse sphere, and that's when it gets interesting, or like when the dynamic is like interesting enough, or it's heartfelt enough, or like the connection is kind of built and it's slowly built. So if it's a slow burn and then it's good, I don't know. It has to be written really well for me to like it, and I have to be in the right mood to want to read it. Like yeah, like yikes level creepy. I know what you mean. For me, it's like yeah, 90% of the time I don't want to read it, and then like 10% of the time I don't mind it, where it's like I just suddenly want to read an Omegaverse fic, and I'll be like, let's just check it out and see what's going on in this tag at the moment. You know what I mean? Like I'm just curious to check it out. So it's for hit or miss for me. This could be surprising to some people because I don't know. And maybe I just don't seem like I would be into like I don't know. For me, it's once in a while. I don't mind reading one or two. Okay, so 5+1. I'm trying to think. 5+1 is the classic like listing. I think it's even like listing things you like, or it's like 5 times the same thing has happened, and then the one time you act on your feelings. It's kind of like that dynamic where it's like 5 times we nearly kissed, and the one time it did happen. Like that's the energy. Or like 5 times you nearly confessed, and then the one time you did, or the 5 times it's like we were together alone, and then like the one time that something actually happened. It's usually that type of energy, okay? Sometimes I think there's like a 3 times something has happened, and then like the 4th time, I don't know if it's consistently always 5 times. It could be maybe higher too. I don't know. It's usually like it's a list of instances where something happens over and over. Oh, like that gets frustrating. Yeah, I know. Yeah, but that's what this dynamic is. I don't know if a lot of people know about this trope. I think this is very like a hidden type of trope within fanfics. Like not everyone knows about it. I think this is definitely a hit or miss for me. Like you said, it could get annoying that it takes that many times. I think I would prefer if it was like 3 times. Like I feel like 5 times is kind of like overdone. So I think, but some of them I think it might be shorter. So I don't know. I'm gonna put in hit or miss. I don't think I usually seek this stuff out, or maybe I should put neutral or different. I think this is neutral. Maybe it's above. I might put it. Okay. I feel like I've read quite a few of these and I didn't hate them, but I also wasn't like super obsessed with them. So I'm gonna put it neutral. It could be okay, and it could be like just I don't know. Usually I just don't mind it if it's like super short and sweet. Like if I'm into a new ship and maybe like they explore this and I'm like, oh, that's cute, something sweet to read, but not something I'd like actively seek out, you know? Okay, 80s, 90s. Have I ever read a 80s? I don't think I've read a 80s. Have I read a 80s, 90s? I don't think I've read an 80s or 90s AU. I'm gonna be honest, folks. Like, this is very specific. And I don't even know if, like, but then again, it's like, I don't know if I would be able to pinpoint what years, like, certain AUs would be. Like, but 80s and 90s is very specific. Like, 90s, I think of, like, you know, like, what was really popular in the 90s? Like, this is very hard for me because I'm like, I was born, like, 98. So this is, like, a bit confusing for me. So I'm like, early 90s is probably different than what I'm remembering of the 90s because it's, like, late 90s. So it's like, I guess it'd be, like, 80s would be, like, what, like, the Walkman, like, not DVD, CDs are, like, big, I guess. I'm trying to think. Has a lot of people read these? I think I've never read this. I'm gonna put never read. I don't know how I feel about this. I don't really know if this is like a niche that a lot of people are interested in. Like maybe like because like the 90s, like this is very nostalgic for some people, so maybe some people would write for this. But I don't think I've read that many fics for like Britney Spears. Yeah, like Britney Spears, Mickey Mouse, not the Mickey Mouse Club. Oh my goodness. But it's very oh, yeah, I don't understand like the appeal, so I'm just gonna put like, also I don't think I've read it, so I don't have an opinion on it. I've never read that personally. I don't know. I put the like boombox. I'm like I was like, oh, this is kind of retro. I don't know. I don't know what to image to put for this because I designed extra ones. We're getting to the ones that I designed now, but other ones were like already added. But I designed these extra ones because I thought there wasn't enough tags that they expanded upon, so I added a bunch of new ones. You had siblings who grew up in the, yeah, for me, yeah, I only have one sibling that was obviously like older than me, so it's like 96. I'm 98, so it's like it's later, like not the early 90s, right? So sharing cloves is, yeah, these are tags that I added from referenced from another tier list that's linked in the description. So there's two tier lists that I'm going off of, but I wanted to combine them, so I designed these little new images to add on to this. So sharing cloves is like classic. I think this is like any like, you know, like everyone always says like the boyfriend sweatshirt, like the classic dynamics. I'm gonna put uh this is like pretty high. Like I do enjoy the energy of sharing cloves. Heart pumping, definitely above. Should I put it below first kiss? But it is very cute. Sharing clothes is so cute. Especially when it's like, I don't know. Bake relate. If there's too many good, if there's so many good ones here. So, okay, I'm gonna put it above. Whenever like I get to the heart pumping tag, it's getting hard to decide how to rank them because I just love all of these tags. They're all so good. How can I decide them? Okay. It's getting too confusing. Next is reunions. Okay. This is like, I do enjoy the idea of this where it's like like a ship that maybe like they broke up and then they reunite, or maybe not even they broke up, where it's like they haven't seen each other for a long time, maybe they weren't even together, but it's like they suddenly have a reunion where it's like everyone's gotten together again and they meet again and there's like some tension that's unresolved, especially if they haven't gotten together before. I think this is really good. I think this is like high quality. So I'm gonna put it in heart pumping because I like the energy of like we never visited this and now it's like we're reuniting again and like our old emotions are coming back up and we're like way older now. Like a bunch of years have passed and maybe they've just never revealed their feelings, or it's like, I don't know, it has that great dynamic, or like the feelings are reignited when they are reunited, so it's like really good. I don't know, I think this is really good. Reunions, I'm gonna put it over here. I think reunions I might like more than first kiss, just because it could be a bit more dramatic. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, like the once in a lifetime meeting where it feels like it's super important. I don't know. I love reunions. Okay. Now, next one is alternate meeting. Now, this is like, I guess, sort of similar to canon divergence, where it's like they don't meet how they meet in canon. So it's like they change how they first met. I don't know if I read a lot of it. I just added this because I feel like this is a possibility in some fics, but I don't think a lot of fics do this. So, where it's like they meet in a different situation than expected in canon, but it takes place in the canon universe, I still think, because then every single AU usually has an alternate meeting. So I feel like this is mainly like in the canon universe, but they meet under different circumstances, so it's more canon divergence than typical. So I will say, I don't know if I think this is like just okay. It's like it's not a must, but I don't think I'd be upset if I saw it, type of thing. So I'm gonna put it under isn't a must, but I'm still happy if it happens. You know what I mean? Like it's not something I seek out personally. But I still enjoyed myself while reading it, so I think I still had fun reading these types of fics. Okay, babysitting. Oof, this involves children again. See, I feel like babysitting is slightly more appealing because just babysitting doesn't literally mean like only babies. It could just be kids and you're just taking care of kids for a short period of time, and it's like the idea of like it could include the dynamic of accidentally having, or not accidentally, or like having to caretake for a short period of time together, like the whole accidentally acquiring a child for a short period, like that kind of dynamic. And then I kind of just put it hand in hand with babysitting. It's like the similar energy. So I think I think it's better than just a baby fic, because it's less like they're 100% becoming parents and more like, oh, we have to take care of a kid for a little bit, and it's kind of cute. So I'm gonna put it under, I think it is, I don't think it's a solid, like, I don't think it's the classic solid tag kind of category, but I do think, is it a hit or miss? Or maybe I'm neutral. I think this is a neutral kind of category. Maybe above historical. Now that I think about it, Darkfic might be more. I might like Darkfic more than the 5+1 now that I think about it. I'm like reorganizing things. Let me think this through. I think I'm gonna put it in. Yeah, I'm gonna put it lower. Let's see. Like, it's kind of similar vibes to Genfic. I don't know why. I'm like neutral. I think I'm neutral to this. I'm neutral. I'm thinking neutral. Backstory, oof. But this is getting good. Okay. I think I like backstory because if there's a character that like is given zero backstory and I'm suddenly super really into this character, and then they give them an amazing backstory, I'm like, this is heart eyes emoji. It's amazing. So I'm gonna put it under. I think I'm gonna put it higher. I'm gonna put it heart eyes emoji. I don't think it's heart pumping levels, but I do think I enjoy when some fic writers write like an amazing backstory for a character that just isn't given much backstory, and it like wows me, and I'm like suddenly like thinking that this is the canon version of the character, even though it isn't, because it's like maybe the author just didn't expand on this character enough. So it's like I'm now like treating this as canon, basically. I do love when that happens, when people take characters that are not typically, like given the spotlight, and then just give them the spotlight for once. So good backstory that is expanded upon. Heart eyes emoji. I do love it. I don't think it's heart pumping, so for me it's like an A+, not A++. Ooh, bath stuff. Okay. This is kind of giving her comfort, but it's also, I don't think it's as good as her. There's something very like, I don't know, kind of sweet in terms of like fan fiction. Like in a fictional scenario, this sounds very appealing. Real life, I don't think this would be appealing at all. But fiction, it's very romanticized, like very like cutesy and wholesome, like very domestic, super domestic. So I'm thinking this is very good. This is a very good tag. So I'm gonna put it, oops, wrong thing. I'm gonna put it underneath First Kiss, because I think First Kiss is kind of like more of a classic, but it is solid. Heart pumping I do think for something very appealing about that entire situation, where it's like very domestic and cute, and I don't know, I really like it. I really like that sort of trope within my fanfics. What else we got? Oof, this is a very specific one, folks. This is very specific. We got body worship. This might be very controversial. Why am I saying it's controversial? This is very like, you need to have specific taste to want to read a body worship fic. Honestly, I do not know if everyone would be into this. Body worship is not something everyone's into, so I'm gonna put it under. But for me, what am I? It is. I think it is very appealing. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna put it under heart pumping, but it's not like something that is like 100% like extreme heart pumping. I would say, or maybe it's above. Actually, no, it might be above the whole woohoo pollen thing, because I do think there's something more appealing about it. Maybe above it. Okay, I'm gonna put it here. I just enjoy it when fanfics that are like 18 plus have this sort of dynamic. Both think it's one-sided. Ignore the dog barking. My dog barks at neighbors sometimes. Both thinking it's one-sided. I think that this dynamic is really, really top tier. It is 100% really, really good. Okay. Heart eye. Is it a heart eye situation? When they both think it's one-sided, it's very much like giving oblivious. Like they're both kind of idiots, similar to idiots in love. So I'm gonna put it, because it involves, it kind of leads into mutual pining. So I'm gonna put it above mutual pining, because I do like the idea of the characters both like deciding 100% that like there's no way this other person can like them, and then they're both like really stubborn about it. A lot of fics do that, and I just like that dynamic. I like it when they just both really do think that there's no way the other person can reciprocate their feelings. And this one I don't even know if I can say aloud, so I'm gonna quickly categorize this. I'm gonna put this under probably above this. It's kind of like a oof. Wait a minute. Now I'm getting like confused. Okay, I'm gonna put it over here. It is definitely heart pumping. I think this could also be potentially hit or miss, but I'm gonna put it. I do enjoy some of these. Were like super short. If it's like a short one-off fic that is like 18 plus and involves this, I think it could be pretty good. I think this is a lot more appealing than another category that I think comes up in terms of like an not safe for work situation, so that I will categorize later into the tiers. But once we get to that one, like I'll explain it and contrast them. But for now, we're gonna get on with the next one. Break up and then get back together. What am I thinking for this? Yes, it's still going. I started it. Yeah, I added a bunch of tags pro Pinkus, so yes, I'm still going at it. I wanted to add more because I thought the original didn't have as many, so like I mixed two together, two tier lists, and then like I created my own little tags that I designed on Canva, and I added it on the website by I chose like 74 files. Like I added 74 of them. But I might continue this in a part 2, but I don't think I'm at like the point where I'm getting tired where I feel like I need to do a part 2. So I think I'm just gonna keep going until I'm like super tired. Like I might go till maybe 9. I don't know. A 2-hour stream is probably where I'm leaning towards ending things, but yeah. So the next tag is break up and then get back together. I'm thinking this could be, is this a solid, break up and then get back together. I don't think it's, this could be fun sometimes, but I guess like other times it'd be kind of annoying. I feel like if it starts off where like they had broken up and then they get back together, it kind of gives like X's energy, and I don't mind it, where it's like, ooh, they may or may not get back together, but I don't think it's like 100%. So I don't think it's a must. I'm happy when I see it, but it's not a must. Like, I don't think it's extreme, but like, I think I don't mind it if I see it. Like, I'd probably be happy if I still saw it, but it's not something I'm seeking out. Like, they break up, they get back together. It's kind of like that whole will they, won't they, X's energy. Oh, but now that I'm thinking of certain ships, this is more appealing, because now I'm thinking of, because Pro Pink has appeared. Now I'm thinking of Bungo Stray Dogs, and I'm like, wait, Dazai and Chuya are literally this tag, so maybe I should put it higher. I'm like, because it's like break up and then you get back together. Oof, that it should be higher. So I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna put it above. Wait, no, maybe not above it. This is like really good. Okay, I'm gonna put it below body worship, but I think it's heart pumping. Now that I think about it, like certain dynamics, the whole breaking up thing is really appealing. Especially if it's like they're broken up for like, I don't know, super serious reasons. In like the canon series, you know what I mean? Drabbles, I don't think I really read a lot of Drabbles. I'm indifferent to them. I think it's honestly, I don't know if I see the appeal because I feel like a Drabble is extremely short. It's like 300 words, like 300 to 500, right, or something like that. It's like less than 1,000 words. I don't think I see the appeal because I usually like longer fics. So I'm gonna put it higher up in the I don't see the appeal, but it's not like a nope. It's kind of just like not for me. Character studies, I think I'm gonna put it in the. Oh, is it a hit or miss? Or am I more neutral to it? I think it isn't a must, but I'm happy when I see it. I think I would put it above Fairy Tale and then like alternate meaning because I don't think it's. I think I'm more likely to be happier to see character study than those two. So I'm gonna put it under it isn't a must, but I'm happy when I see it. Cause it isn't a must. Oh my god, really? Drabble question mark? Oh my god. Do they really not mean anything? I feel like I'm in too deep into fanfiction folks because these are like very like obvious. Like for me, at Drabble, I swear to God, this is like a very well known thing. Or maybe I'm just thinking of like I'm too much into the fanfic sphere, folks, where it's like super short fanfics. I've always thought were called Drabbles, but I don't even like. I don't know. That's what I've always called them. But they're like 500 words. It's basically like I don't know, someone who writes a poem on a character or like something really, really short. Like, I don't know what you could do in 300 to 500 words, but it's kind of hard to like write something really coherent. So that's why I'm putting it lower. Oh, like you read Jen and her comfort and angst. But yeah, for me, I'm like the type that really likes looking at like the specific tags and tropes. I don't know. I like categorizing things, it's fun. Oh, you don't specify your. Okay. I'm also similar. I don't think I 100%, like search every single one of these. Like, there's no way I'm gonna put like a million. I would probably just put one or two. Like, I would put enemies to lovers. And then if it happens to have slow burn and then like these other things, I'll be happy. But 90% of the time, like, I'm like you, I'll just put like one or two tags and that's it. And then like I might exclude a bunch because I know like I'm not in the mood to read a bunch of specific things, but I just know the tags and the fact that I know them, like I know which ones I like gravitate towards basically. You're old too, bro. Maybe like maybe this is definitely a newer. I feel like maybe more Gen Z people might be even more fervent into this where they'd like break it down even more. I don't think like I did it that extreme, but like I think it's like I'm maybe like the in between where it's like because I'm definitely on like the cusp between what's it called like the millennial versus Gen Z type of thing because I'm born in 98, so it's like I don't know, I'm like kind of in between. It's very confusing. All I know is that like I'm not going to 100% every time specify, but it's like because I see the tags and like when I used to like write fix a lot, like I know what to tag, so like I know what I vibe with the most. Like that's why I really wanted to I guess like tier list them. Oh my god, you're 1995, yeah. Yeah, also in between. Yeah, it's like that same energy where it's like the stuff, but you don't really like I don't know all the Gen Z like jokes. Like I don't really keep up with like the new memes and stuff, but like I know some of them. Like if like my younger sibling actually like tells me about them, maybe I'd find out, or if it's like it becomes popular enough that I find out through like YouTube or Twitter or something. But like most of the time, I'm out of a loop. You know what I mean? Oh, like a modern AU. Oh, you're 1994. Yeah, like for me, yeah, the AUs for me were always like a high percentage of them are hit or miss. I could kind of see like the appeal, like if there's like a lot of like, tragedy in the series and you kind of just want the characters to be happier and like maybe take them completely out of a canon universe. But I'm also the same as you, where it's like for me, I never seek out AUs first. Like the first type of fanfic I seek out is usually canon universe because I want to read, like I want either fix or like something to read that's based off of what I already know. And then once I get in deeper, then I might move on to like I might branch off to an AU fanfic when I read enough like canon fanfics where it's like, oh, now I want to see them in like a different font. I kind of like see it like an AU is like the same ship but like slightly different font where like their dynamic isn't exactly the same but like it's slightly different in a different situation, different setting. So it's kind of appealing, but like I don't think it's for everyone. I think some people just really like canon and they don't like taking the characters out of canon. But I do see the appeal like occasionally for specific situations. Like for me, like high school and college, they're always hit or miss. Like once in a blue moon, maybe I'd like a college or high school AU. But I feel like high school AU is like most of the time it's a miss for me. It's like I don't see 100% the appeal unless it's like you really don't vibe with the canon universe or you're tired of the canon universe where it's like I'm sick of like like if it's like a shonen series or they have like superpowers, it's like maybe you just don't want to read about superpowers for once and you kind of just want them chilling in, I don't know, regular world, I guess. Oh my god, the canon AU. Yeah, there is AU. There's already AUs in Bungo, and it's like, yeah, there's still trauma in that, so it's like still not great. Yeah, like yeah, once you read a bunch of the canon stuff, like yeah, like Cam says for Naruto, it's like there's an appeal to reading them in a different situation because you've consumed so much of them and like in the same dynamic where it's like you're probably already sick of it by that point where it's like you need something new, you need something fresh. So it's like a different font version of them. But I do think people who gravitate more towards like maybe like the canon universe fix, maybe the canon show just doesn't give you enough, so you kind of want to expand on it more. Because I feel like maybe for Bungo, maybe that's why where it's like we kind of want to expand on what's happening more on like in between stuff that maybe isn't seen and like for anime only, so that's not seen for them. Maybe they may want to expand more on that, so maybe that's why it's more canon universe leaning. But like for something like Naruto, maybe because it's like so long and there's so much has happened in the canon universe, it's like we're sick of this. We're gonna do AU stuff. It's like because Naruto's like already complete, right? So maybe that's why also too. Do I watch the Bungo dub? No, I haven't watched the Bungo dub. I've only seen I've seen like I think a clip of a Bungo dub because Pro Pinkus did send me one clip, but I have not watched the Bungo Stray Dogs dub. I've watched I feel like there's only a few series I've watched in dub. I've watched Bleach when I first got into Bleach when I was younger. I watched that in dub, and I watched what was the other series? Oh my god, I'm mixing up days now. 91 days? 91 days. The Mafia series. I watched that in dub mainly because it took place in America and it made sense for me to watch it in the dub and they had like kind of like the Italian American accents and that just made more sense to me and it sounded better than the Japanese VAs for me personally because it's like it made sense for the setting. But I mainly usually do not the dub. Oh, that's so cool. You're part of a podcast. That's so cool. Oh my gosh. Kim, that's amazing. It's so interesting. I can't believe you did that. It's so cool. Congrats. Like to interview like a VA from like a series. That's so cool. Oh my gosh. You should like I don't know if you can send links in here, but definitely like somehow maybe you could drop a link in like the comments at some point. I don't know if you could do that in the chat, but that is so cool. Or like you can drop down the podcast name if you want, like if that's more easier. Now I'm like super distracted, like we got derailed, but I'm like that is so cool. He was so sweet. Yeah, I bet. Ongo's cool. I bet his WBA would be sweet. Yeah, like what did he have to say? You don't have to go into details if you don't want to. Okay, like I don't want you to feel pressure, but I'm like go into details if you feel comfortable. Only I don't want like to put you on the spot here. I'm gonna take a sip of water. Wait a sec. Oh, so it was about now. Oh, that's interesting. That's cool though that he talked about another series, like giving his opinion on like other anime, right? But yeah, if you want, you could like I don't know, mention the like podcast. I don't, is it, if it's like up. I'm assuming it's like up and out somewhere. If you want to like mention the podcast name in the chat, feel free to. That's cool. I'm gonna continue ranking folks because I kind of got derailed for a sec. Oh, they mentioned they finished filming season 5. Cool. That is cool. So the next, okay, I'm gonna continue categorize, except still have so many. I don't. It is 8:45, so I'm like, I don't know if I should stop. I'm gonna keep going until I'm completely dead tired, I guess. So next is cheating. I don't really think this is something I'm super into. Like, I don't think I see the appeal of this. Honest, I think I just added this just because like I feel like some fanfics do have more drama, but I do think most of the fanfics I read don't involve cheating. So like, um, I don't think I see the appeal. I'm not gonna yuck other people's yum if that's something that like I don't know gets them super excited because they like the drama. I just don't think I usually see the whole cheating thing. Like maybe like I see like characters taking a break and I'm like I don't know being of someone else briefly, but cheating not something I usually see or want of my ships in a fanfic because I feel like that'd be like really really shitty or like hard to forgive type of situation. Okay, walkie talkie podcast. Anyone watching? Check out the podcast name. Cam Cam's podcast. Walkie talkie podcast. Cool. No, Propincus, don't apologize. I feel like this is a lot more interesting. Even if it derails, like it's fun to talk about different things than just like one specific topic necessarily. But thank you for sharing. That's so interesting. Okay. I don't even. Can I even say this one out loud on YouTube? I'm just gonna categorize it without saying it. I'm gonna say this is kind of like. Okay, it's definitely above this because this is just. The thing is, this category can be hit or miss. I feel like it could be written really well, but it could also be written really badly. But I do think it is heart pumping levels where like I don't know. I find something very fascinating about this kind of dynamic. So maybe it's because it's like it's a classic where it's like because you haven't yourself you're distant from it, it's more interesting type of thing where it's like the less you know the more interesting it might be or like you kind of learn new things from it even though it's you probably shouldn't be learning about this through fanfic. Like go do your own research and be more well informed and like find good like art like cite good things and just do research before you like go into something you don't really understand, but educate yourself. But in terms of fanfic, I do think it's fun. So it's like, where should I put it? I think it could be good. I'm gonna put it kind of pretty high. I don't know. Spicier things could be fun. Oh my god, the video name is Goofy's character in Naruto featuring Goofy. Oh my god. Oh my god, you read it as Boon. Whenever you see the acronym, you read it as Bungo Stray Dogs Pro Pincus. What? I can never. Oh, it's because I guess you mix up the S and the D. I'm like, what? I'm like, because maybe it's because I just automatically read it as what it is. But I'm like, what? But even for me, it's like I don't even register like what the actual words mean because it's like I always like forget the order of like what each letter is supposed to mean. So for me, I just read it as like the acronym in my head. Like I don't even think about like what it actually means. It's just like for me, it's just at this point a fanfic tag. But I feel like people who are more into this stuff, it's like they would immediately know what it perfectly stands for, like on the drop of a hat. But for me, it's like I would need to Google that shit. That is hilarious that you would think it's Bungo Stray Dogs. That is very funny, Propinkus. Like I couldn't imagine it, but maybe it's like if you glance at it really quickly, maybe. But because the M is there, I just wouldn't automatically assume that, you know? Domestic, where should I put domestic? I think domestic is a solid tag. Um, should I put it above? Uh, yeah, I think it's solid. I don't think it's a hard eyes emoji level. Domestic is just kind of just like solid. It's good. Like the slow burn happens, maybe they get domestic at some point, but I don't think it's like a 100% must. I think it's cute, but besides that, a cute category. It's a solid tag. X's, I think it kind of gives. It has good energy. It's more dramatic. It's versus history, so I do think it goes hand in hand with a breakup and then get back together. I'm gonna put it beside that, but like there is an appeal to like there was something more between us, and we're exes and we're suddenly seeing each other again. That's some good shit right there. So I'm gonna put it in heart pumping. Oh my god, the brain rot is so real. Yeah, I don't remember the order, but I do vaguely. I definitely recommend like just Google it. I'm not gonna say it on stream, but yeah, like there's definitely a meaning behind each letter, and I don't think every single fanfic that exists that like has that tag is extremely knowledgeable. Like I feel like sometimes people just throw that in because they're like it could seem intense what's happening, so they may just throw it in just to be safe. But for me, it's like I feel like some fanfics probably go deeper into it than like what's more like casually spoken about that someone might casually add in as a tag. But or people are like super into it and like know a lot more than what like I don't know a lot of quote unquote normies might know. I don't know, people who just like vanilla stuff, I guess. Oh my god, I learned to be a better person. Oh yeah, like the exes definitely. I won't let you go again. Yeah, definitely like if they become a better person, or it's like the second, like you said, I won't let you go again, where it's like the second chance, where it's like this is now a second chance for us to like do what we weren't able to do before, like to commit or something like that type of energy, where it's like, or maybe perhaps they were a fling and they just didn't, I don't know, 100% convey how they really felt, and now it's like they're exes, and then it's like they're seeing each other again, and it's like all these pent up emotions, and then maybe they fall for each other again, or it's like it's like maybe they never got to confess, or like I don't know, something like that, or like they weren't completely vulnerable in the past relationship and it just didn't work out and things exploded. I don't know. It's a lot of possibilities. I also just end up thinking of like Bungo Stray Dogs just because like so many like there's probably a lot of ships of whole X's energy. I don't know. There's many series that this could happen in. So okay, episode centric I think is what are we thinking? I really did so many tags for this. I really went into specifics, folks. Okay, let's see. Episode centric is like expanding upon a certain episode that you really vibe with, and I do think I like this sometimes. Like if you really vibe with an episode where it's like, oh, what if they got together at this specific episode, like right after this happened, or like after this chapter came out, it ends in this way where they get together, like they confess or something, you know what I mean? So I do think this is good when like an author expands on an episode and it ends differently, or like you kind of see more. This kind of goes hand in hand with missing scenes. So I think I'm gonna put in heart eyes emoji. Like, it's about a certain episode. You could maybe potentially do it in a different route, and you expand on it more. I don't know. I like it. Okay, height difference. Oof. I just added just this is basically a ship dynamic mainly, not really a fanfic tag. Maybe some people would tag this, but this is mainly just ship at this point, and I do think this is cute. I really like height difference. This is like classic, so I'm gonna put it. I don't think it's like 100% must, but I do enjoy it, so I'm gonna put it probably around here, like below a first kiss, but heart pump, like it's very cute. I do love height difference. It's so good. I feel like there's a reason it's iconic, and it's the fan art added to it, like especially for like anime stuff. I don't know. It's very cute. Long distance, oof. I think long distance. I feel like I read one fic where I was like astonished by how great the long distance fic was, and then I feel like others like I either like fell out of or just didn't vibe with. So I'm like, I don't know. Long distance could be good because there's so much mutual pining. It's like you're not in the same room. I feel like this is very common in like AU situations. If it's like a modern AU, there's a high likelihood that people might do like a long distance, and it could be like post canon situation. Like I'm thinking of like what's it called, like sports anime. Like I'm thinking of like Haikyuu. Like I could see like, oh, we went to different colleges or universities, or we went different paths, and now we're long distance. Like that's very common. So I think it can be good when it's done well. So I'm gonna put it in probably solid tag, right? Long distance, maybe higher than domestic, higher than miscommunication, because that could get annoying. I think I'm gonna put it maybe arranged marriage. Okay, I'm gonna put it here. I think there was a lot of good fics that have long distance as an aspect. The pining gets intense for long distance, and there could be drama where it's like it takes longer for them to meet up, where it's like, or they question if the other person still loves them. That's pretty good drama. So I would say it's a solid tag. Meet the parents. This is where am I gonna put this? Where do I put you? Meet the parents. Isn't a maybe I'm neutral to this. Is that another neutral category? I think, but there could be a good. I do have fun sometimes because I feel like there's some gen fics where it is really I really loved the whole meet the parents vibe, especially if it's like in canon we don't see much of a parents. I think I'm gonna put it. It isn't a must, but I'm happy when I see it. Should I put it above meet alternate meeting? Fairy tale. Okay, I'm gonna put it here. I think it's. I'm still happy to see it because I do think some wholesome stuff could happen with meet the parents, but also some like not wholesome stuff could happen if like the parents are like not on board. It could be like super dramatic and not great, so it could lead to angst possibly, or it could lead to like really domestic cute vibes. It could go either way. So I'm gonna say I'm happy when I see it, but it's not a must. Now this is the one where I'm like, I have a complex relationship with this. I feel like when I was younger, I wouldn't mind this category, but I feel like for me I like the cam one more than I like the NSFW worker one. Now I don't know why, but I feel like a lot of NSFW worker ones are kind of cringy, or they're written in a way where it's like they don't really give as much complexity to the worker. I mean, they don't really nail the complexity of that like job and like what it entails, and like it's very like unrealistic and idealistic, and I just don't vibe with it. So I think nowadays I would say it's not for me. Like it's a hard no for me. I don't think it's as bad as like, you know, like these other like it's probably a lesser so than like, you know, a crack fic. I feel like I'd be even more nope for that, but I do think it's on the nope. When I was younger, I don't think I minded as much, but I feel like now that I'm older, it's like most of the time that just doesn't appeal to me. It kind of makes me, I guess, give me the ick a bit, but that's just me personally. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are probably not into it. Though I do think some fics could probably get a lot of kudos from doing that dynamic, like maybe. But for me, it's just, I think I just don't vibe with it anymore. It's just not for me. One shots, I think, are kind of just standard. I don't know why I added this here because it's like there could be good one shots, there could be bad one shots, but I usually really, really love one shots because it's like I don't have to commit to the multi chapters. It's all done. It's complete. There's one chapter and I'm done. So I'm gonna put it around here. Like I always love a one shot because it doesn't take me long. Like it might take me a bit if it's super long one shot, but I usually have a fun time and it's finished, and I love that it's finished because unfinished fics make me sad. So it's like one shots are great. It's like the most wonderful thing you could find as a fanfic reader. If they're really, really like written really well, I think one shots are amazing. Post canon. Let's see. Post canon is. Where do I put post canon? I think it's heart. Is this a solid tag? I feel like I have so many in heart pumping, but like I also do really love post canon. I think this is kind of in the same vein as canon divergence, fix it fic, and post canon and backstory, where it's like I really love it is A+ tier. So I'm gonna put them all together. They kind of give the same energy where it's like after canon, what happens if the series is over? Or if a season is over, what happens after what we know, basically. But mainly it means like when the whole series is finished 100%. Next, we got Mafia AU. Oh, it is a 9 p.m. I don't know if I should I stop because it is 9 p.m.? I don't know. Should I just power through, folks? I don't know if I should do part 2. I think I should just finish it today, but there is a lot, so I'm like, I don't know. I'm on the fence. I'm gonna take another sip of water and like decide if I want to like stop and continue in another stream. I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, I think I should stop here because I'm like, I started at 7. It has been 2 hours, so. Should I stop here, folks? Or new people coming in? I'm like, I don't know. It has been a long stream, so I'm like, maybe I should split it in 2 so that more people can see the next one. So I think I'm gonna finish it off here and then like, I'll screenshot what I have so far and then continue another time. I think for my next stream, I want to make it maybe not a late time. I don't know. We'll see. Because I did do this for 7 p.m. and it's already gotten kind of late. I'm going to print screen capture this so I remember. Well, then again, this is recorded anyway, so I could just recategorize. Yeah, I think I'm going to take up... I'm like... I've been this... I think it's less that I'm tired and more than I'm worried about my voice becoming lower quality because I'm just not used to speaking like 2+ hours. I think my voice just always ends up dying by the end of streams, and it becomes more and more obvious like the longer I talk. So I'm gonna stop here, folks. Have a wonderful like evening, afternoon, or night. I don't know what time it is, but I hope you all have a great day or night, whatever time it is, and I'll probably like post on the community tab for the next stream, like up a part 2 for this, because I couldn't get through all of them, but I did do like a lot. But yeah, good night everyone. I'm gonna switch, I guess I'll switch screens and then mute, but I'll do the end screen. Have a good night. Stay hydrated, folks, and get some snacks and have a good night, okay? Bye!